I had a season of life where I feel like God really healed me of porn, and it was like, and I kind of talked about it in the last video, but it was like I went from struggling and thinking about it every day to like not thinking about it every day to like literally just being focused on what I was doing, and I just felt free. And it was weird because I just hadn't felt something like that. And I actually like even got to like go to a church and like talk about like my testimony, how like God healed me, and it was really cool. But shortly after, I ended up falling back into porn. I was back right where I was, and I was so ashamed. I felt like such a hypocrite. I was like, dude, how could I do this? How could I say all that? How could I get up on stage and say all that and then just go back to it? Like for a while it was really hard, and I just like kind of beat myself up about it. And even though I was a complete hypocrite for doing that, it doesn't take away from what God did, and that He worked, and that He can heal you, and that He's amazing. And that's the bottom line. And so for a while I was struggling, just trying to figure out, okay, like how do I recover from this? Like what do I do going forward? Like I felt like I was free, and now I'm back in it. What do I do? I just felt like I was reminded that God's grace is sufficient for you. That just because you fail and just because you mess up doesn't mean you're not progressing. And I think this is a key for us when it comes to fighting porn, is that we need to understand that just because we fall back into it, it doesn't mean that we have to stay there. We have to realize that we're trying to fight this thing for the rest of our lives. We're trying to never watch porn again. And so if that's the goal, then there's bound to be mistakes. We can't just fight for 3 months, 6 months, a year, and then say, okay, I'm good. No, like you gotta fight for the rest of your life. This battle is lifelong. This fight isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. The goal is to trend up, but you're gonna have some ups and downs, you're gonna have some failures, but the thing is, you just can't quit. Sometimes you have to take 2 steps back to take 5 steps forward. Sometimes there's knowledge in failure that you can't find in success. There's things that I learned in failing that I just wouldn't have learned if I would have been succeeding all the time. And I think that's the thing, is that failure is not wasted if you use it in the right way. The bottom line is that this fight is not going to be perfect. It's going to be messy. And so we have to realize that. We have to understand that. Figure out what went wrong. Figure out what you could do better, and then get stronger from it. We get so used to just giving up, like, oh, I failed. Why does it even matter? Why am I even trying to stop? Like, there's no point. And that's a lie. You have to understand that that failure is for a reason. You can't live in fear of failure, because inevitably you will end up falling back into that. Whatever mistake you're afraid to make, if you're constantly thinking about making that mistake, you will inevitably make that mistake. Trust me, I've done it. I've been in seasons where I was so afraid to mess up, to go back to porn, and then I inevitably ended up going back, and I was just like, what is going on? And I think the thing that I realized is that you just can't be afraid to fail. You can't, or else you will fail. And so the mindset that we have, and which I think will be helpful for us, is not to say, oh, I can't do it, I can't fail, I can't watch porn, I can never go back. It's not that. It's like, no, I could, but I don't want to. I want to be free. And if you have that mindset of, even if I do fail, God still covers me, He'll still loves me, He still watches over me, I'm still progressing. If you have that mindset, you will be so much more likely to succeed. I feel that 100%. So if we can get used to just coming back and say, okay, I failed, I messed up, but what can I do better? What can I learn from this? What did I do wrong in those moments that I can change? If we can do that, if we can have that mindset, we will be good. We will be progressing upward. The most amazing thing about God is that He always forgives. He always loves us no matter what. Like, that's the most amazing thing, is His grace. Even the Bible says, the righteous man falls 7 times and gets back up. We're going to fail. I think I needed to remind myself of that when I fell back into it. Because it was hard and I felt like a failure. Like, how could you ever actually help people? You're a liar. And I just felt all that shame and God still forgives. He still loves me. If we don't give up, if we keep learning, if we keep progressing, we will inevitably succeed. The goal of this channel isn't to tell people how to get healed. The goal is to discover healing together. I don't know how to do this. That's just the bottom line. I am trying to figure this out. But the truth of the matter is that I have had seasons of success and I've had seasons of failure. I want to take people on this journey with me. And I'm realizing is that journey is going to be far from perfect, but we're going to do everything we can. I'm going to do everything we can, and you're going to do everything we can to progress and to get better. I didn't even explain the Jesus married the backside. So I was watching a Maverick City. Yeah, I should probably say that.
Baby girl love my bop and I like me too. No roof on my top and my babe see-through. Mine, so I ain't worried about slight. I be up till sunrise, I'm staying out on my night shift. I got a bottle of bourbon, a bundle of honeys, I'm jiggy, I'm flexing it. Big wood tip, not a stain on my white tee. I'm popping all of this good. Big flex, my swole up, double cup and I'm pulled up. Hating like hold up, what's the problem? I'm pulled up. Baby girl love my bop and I like me too. No roof on my top and my babe see through. Hating on the pen, don't stop, it ain't gon' feed you.